eccoci qui, pronti per proseguire la nostra avventura, il nostro caso irrisolto con il nostro amico Blacksad, il detective. Proseguiamo. Eravamo tornati alla palestra. Dopo una chiamata di sogno avevamo trovato casino. Non so quanto ci manca alla fine del gioco, non so niente. Scusate.
It was like this when I got here.
When did you get here?
I've been calling you for over an hour.
Calm down. I'll take care of this. Had you already finished looking through these papers?
I wish.
Well, I guess you'll enjoy sorting all this again.
What are you doing?
Do you like sardines?
Excuse me?
Do you like sardines?
Ugh.
Ha messo la mano a mo' di rifletti sul da farsi. Ma io c'ho ancora... No, non ce l'ho più, allora. Perché ne ho abbastanza? Ah, perché ne ho 4 addirittura da poter fare.
It's pretty clear that Helen Moore's cigarette case was a gift from O'Leary.
Ma hanno ovviamente preso probabilmente il coso, il testamento di Dan. Forse se io metto gioca sempre sul sicuro e ha puntato 5.000 su Yale, ma sto nel favorito, vedi?
It looks like O'Leary has rigged the fight between Stone and Yale.
Sì, voglio poter riaprire le deduzioni. Quando mi sta sul cazzo che le notifiche mi impediscono di aprire le deduzioni. E poi però non so già più cosa mettere. No, non siamo ancora pronti. Quella è la deduzione finale. Allora. No, non ha senso se dici di odiarlo. C'è qualcosa che non va.
If she's still in love, why does she claim she hates him? What is she hiding?
Perché sai che si amano ancora, abbiamo solo prove. Abbiamo prove su un po' di tutto. Ah, ho capito. No? Pensavo di dover mettere che lavora per lui. Mm. Possiamo fare una deduzione, ma vai te a capire quale. Aspetta. È una cazzata di dedizione, vero?
No,
Di
the
deduzione.
footprints don't match. Or if O'Leary killed Dunn, he did it without stepping in the paint, or in different shoes.
Ok. Quindi potrebbe non essere stato lui. Però lui è stato lì, secondo me. In base alla testimonianza del barbone. No, non hanno preso il...
Not that I suspected otherwise, but it's obvious they weren't looking for money.
Non hanno preso il... Oppure è vuoto.
Looks like the burglar isn't interested in bureaucracy.
Did they
No,
take
non hanno
anything?
preso.
No, although... When you went in the hospital room to get your purse, did you get the gun as well?
Yes. Isn't it there? I put it back. I'd rather not go through that again.
That's too bad. It looks like they took it.
Cosa potrebbero aver... Cosa stavano cercando? Oh,
Bingo.
What is it?
Nothing. Just a freshly signed contract.
un'impronta. Mi sa che non abbiamo però... Lo scannatore della palestra ha firmato un documento con il piede. No. Ok. Non abbiamo ancora abbastanza elementi per fare una deduzione, mi sa. Però sicuramente abbiamo capito perché Yale è uno degli intoccabili di O'Leary, o Yeri, o come cazzo si chiama. Dell'irlandese potente. Perché questa inquadratura su di lei?
Whose is that?
Mary Purnell.
Mary, sì,
You
mi
think she
sembrava.
did this?
Andiamo sul tetto a vedere se... Sì, voglio... Non posso? Non posso salire sul tetto. Perché non posso salire sul... Ah no. Ecco. Avevo visto che c'era qualcosa di interagibile. Un pezzo di jeans sulle scale. Ah, lei ha visto qualcuno. È un'idiozia però che sia scappata sopra. Chi può aver visto? Oder? Cassidy?
Wait here, please.
Era spaventata, quindi non era Yale. Dan è morto, a meno che adesso non si rivela vivo. Qualcuno che non si aspettava di vedere. Vabbè, Mary è morta.
Could be a knife wound. The murder was brutal.
Ecco i tacchi. Ma è stata raggiunta instant? O c'erano più persone lì? Uno aspettava sul tetto in caso.
If I were you, I wouldn't quit. Trust me, it might be painful at first, but time
No!
heals all
L'ho
wounds.
uccisa
Why
io!
did you listen to me?
L'ho uccisa io! L'ho uccisa io dicendogli di non licenziarsi. Era tornato... Vabbè. Perfetto.
Dear Sonia, I need to tell you several
Things
things
about your father. In fact, I know he would have wanted me to tell you. Among them, the fact that you co-own an apartment in Manhattan. Please call me. Yours truly, Mary Purnell.
Cazzo, è morta per colpa mia.
I want you to call the police, Sonia, and then go straight to a friend's house. Don't even think about going home, and definitely don't come back here.
I'm staying at a friend's house. I haven't even set foot in my father's place yet.
Però c'è qualcosa che non va.
Good. Do you have the keys?
Si è messa giù
If the
da
murderer
morire
didn't
per
find
una
what
che
he was
non
looking
conosceva
for,
appena.
that might be his next stop. If he hasn't
E per
been
il
there
balde se
yet.
ne frega, non lo so. Non lo so. So che Mary è morta per colpa mia. Volevo farmi i cazzi via. E invece... Si fidi, non si licenzi. Il tempo cura
For
le
once I had the
ferite.
keys
Ma
to the place,
vaffanculo.
which meant I wouldn't have to use my lockpicks or...
La bocca me la devo infilare nel culo ogni tanto. Pure qui cercavano qualcosa. Oppure Dan era molto disordinato.
It looks like Dunn had already begun to move his things. Dunn? Thorpe? No idea. And these two? They look familiar.
Sam... Scusate, Jake è quello che si finge il dottore? Non lo so.
It's hard to believe that a pair of boxing fists could play something like this, although I'm sure he had the lungs for it. Wasn't Dunn's nickname the Quiet Lynx? I'd swear I saw that on a poster at the gym.
Vero. Non ricordo anch'io, l'avevo letto, la lince tranquilla. Mi ha dato un trofeo, tra parentesi. Posso andare di là? Yep. Madonna, quanta roba interagibile c'è.
Today, everything's an art. So what next? The art of hopscotch? Look at that. The guy sure had good taste.
Assolutamente sì. Tanto collezionabile.
As I glanced at the telephone, I remembered the weekly password for O'Leary's illegal gambling operation, even though I had rejected his reward for finding Yale, and had chosen to bet it all on Yale. I had managed to make my own dirty money by ratting out the Eagle Pimp during our poker game. How much damage could another bet do?
Yes.
Wild strawberries.
Welcome, sir. May I ask for the beneficiary of your bet?
John H. Blackmore.
Il nome
I
finito
see.
nostro.
Event?
Stone versus Yale, Madison Square Garden.
Got it. Amount?
$5,000.
Winner?
Yale wins.
Place of delivery?
I'd seen several locations written out in O'Leary's basement, but I could only remember one, courtesy of my new matchbox, La Iguana Pool Room.
All right, sir. Good afternoon.
Per me questa cosa qui, io sto facendo una cazzata, però vabbè. Con tutte queste scommesse, queste cose qui, per me sto facendo una cazzata in mano. Madonna, ogni volta mi sposto ok, mi sposto sempre troppo vicino alle cose e perdo l'interazione.
Ready-made meals on airplane trays in front of the TV. Who would have thought we'd end up eating like this?
Oh,
Dunn died 4 days
ancora
ago,
abbastanza
and that lettuce still looks
negli
okay.
anni antichi, bro. Non hai idea di come mangerai un troll. No, non volevo riaprire il frigo, porca puttana. Ok. Cos'è? Ah, le
Sardines.
sardine.
It's been open for a few hours.
Chiunque sia stato alla palestra è venuto anche qui. E questo già ero abbastanza intuibile.
Of course. Now I see how Dunn bought the apartment he was going to share with Mary. This place has to be empty in 2 weeks for the new owners. I wonder if Sonia knows about this.
Ah, volevi scapparmi? Non c'è sentita questa melodia?
Could this be the origin of Sonia's interest in business management?
Forse esageri un po', però vabbè.
One of the very few teen idols who only got better with age.
Ma è il nome del gioco, Andreschi?
What's this doing here?
Non ne ho la minima idea. Piccola ma accogliente come casa, tutto sommato. C'è qualcuno nell'armadio sicuro. L'hanno messo, nei sottotitoli l'hanno messo malissimo.
This is too private.
Vabbè, era lui che faceva le prove per...
You still looked at her every morning, so many years later, with a new love? Maybe we don't need to forget. Maybe pain just transforms into, I don't know,
in bei
something.
ricordi. In bei ricordi, Blacksad, in bei ricordi. Possono esistere i bei ricordi.
Elaine. I think that was Dunn's wife's name, according to Jake.
Ah, la figurina.
No matter how hard I look, I'm not getting anywhere. What the hell was the burglar looking for? And most importantly, did he find it?
La figurina! Dai, che gioco bastardo. La figurina, porca puttana.
It's pretty clear that the burglar came by the house before heading to the gym, which means he probably didn't find what he was looking for in here. I need to talk with Sonia, and maybe with her uncle Tim.
La figurina, pezzo di merda.
My God. I had completely forgotten this picture.
Bad memories?
A pessimist, are we? It's like remembering the last day of summer. Scenes full of joy, picturesque landscapes, and yet the light is faint and the air is still, the calm before the storm.
I know that feeling.
I figured that much. I can see it in your eyes. We met in the army. We were all professional athletes. They called us the Olympic Five.
Who's the guy on the right?
Angus Mitchell, our combat medic, and a doctor with the New
È
York
davvero lui, mi
Warriors.
sa.
It was Spanow who got him assigned to our platoon.
Who's the guy on the left?
Ah, Viktor Sukovsky, the athlete. You've probably heard of his medals.
Hey, isn't that Craig Spano? The guy on the Morley's billboards?
Yes,
la
indeed.
scimmia.
Our captain.
Ok, non
He was
è
the oldest,
Jake,
after
è la
all,
scimmia
and
dei
star of
poster,
the New
ok.
York Warriors. He was an orphan, you know. But he loved the sport so much that he said baseball was his family. He was the one who had Mitchell assigned to our platoon.
Was Dunn already boxing?
Yes, he was. I had already seen him fight before I even met him. He was as humble in the ring as he was in life. He'd always let his rivals take the initiative. I remember how he barely dodged the blows. If you didn't look at his feet, it seemed like he wasn't even moving. And the footwork, pure dancing. You could almost hear the music. The song would play until his opponent was exhausted. Then came the drum roll, followed by Dunn's victory by KO.
What about you?
I had just signed with the Milestones. I hadn't even played my first game, but people said I had a bright future ahead of me.
And you did. The cop at the hospital sure seemed happy to be the proud owner of a Tim Ironarm Thorpe autograph.
Who would have thought that I'd end up becoming Tim Iron Legs Thorpe?
What happened?
I fought the Nazis for 2 years, up there in the sky, over Europe. And I never set foot in a field hospital. 3 years later, I crossed the street without looking.
Siamo negli anni
And look at me
50,
now.
nei 40.
What happened to all of them?
Zhukovsky died the same day they injured Dunn. Dunn received an honorable discharge and came home. He quit boxing and opened his gym. Mitchell was redeployed to a field hospital. Spano and I continued in the same unit, but nothing was ever the same. You see what I meant with the last day of summer. And after the war, well, who the hell cares?
I do. What happened to Spano?
Well, you've seen the billboards. He made it big time. When I was forced to retire, I got him some advertising deals. That's how I founded this agency. But then, something happened to him. He became sullen. He fell out of shape, and slowly but surely lost touch with reality. He withdrew from public life and broke off our friendship. Haven't heard from him in, 3 years? And believe me, I've tried to contact him.
What happened to Mitchell after the war?
Mitchell? Who knows? We lost touch. I hope he's doing well.
I think I saw Mitchell not too long ago, but I can't remember where.
Seriously? Please try to remember.
Io sì,
I'd love
non
to
me lo
hear from him
ricordo.
again.
I'll do my best. You think Spano might have been involved in Dunn's death?
Spano? No way. He and Dunn were always... Well, Spano's changed so much that it's hard to say. Allow me to double your wage. You have to find the murderer. Maybe Dunn stayed in touch with Mitchell or Spano. Maybe even with both. But he never told me anything. Maybe Sonia knows.
I doubt it. But that's not the only question I've got for her. May I?
Forse devo fare la deduzione prima di poter parlarci. Cioè, ha detto che è medico di campo. Fai 2+2 da solo senza che io te lo debba dire. Dai, che so già è già la terza o quarta volta che io capisco una cosa prima che la capisca il protagonista. Ma non posso dire che... Ecco, vedi. Inizierà col ti mettono la deduzione. Sarà quella per rivelare che effettivamente il medico che si finge il medico di Yale è questo Michello, come cazzo si chiama.
Yes?
Sonia?
No, she's not here. Who's calling?
Chi parla vorrei dire io? Ah, è l'amica proprio. Ma le ho detto di non tornare. Mi raccomando, buttatevi, eh.
You know, it's dangerous.
Have you ever wished you'd never been born?
What? I live with that constant thought.
Then we're both in the same boat. The first time was right after moving to New York. I hated my mother. She was the reason we moved from the countryside and the smell of freshly mowed grass to this dirty city and the smell of medicine. Her medicine. The second time was after she died. I hated myself for having hated her before, for not having loved her enough. The third time was when my father shut himself off. I hated him for that, for abandoning me, for giving in to the booze. Now he's dead, so take a guess.
You hate yourself for having hated him.
Yes, but that's not the worst of it. The problem is I don't know how to live without hating him. Over the last few years, everything I've done was meant to push my father far away. To avoid being like him. To avoid making his same mistakes. Without him, I just don't know who I am. And you won't even let me hate Bobby, which might actually help me.
The more you hate, the worse you feel.
You think I don't know that? I need someone to blame.
Vabbè.
Without that someone, I have only myself to hate.
Hate me. A good detective would have found the killer by now.
That's nonsense. You've already come so far. I'm sorry I haven't been a little more grateful.
In any case, you shouldn't hate yourself. You are... No, you have such good qualities. You're kind, smart, and beautiful.
Are you really trying to flatter me now?
No, Seriously, I didn't mean to... Sorry.
Anyway, can we just drop the subject? Did you go to my father's apartment?
Yes. The thief went there before coming to the gym, which leads me to believe he didn't find what he was looking for.
And what was he looking for?
That's what I intend to find out, with your help. I saw your old room.
That's embarrassing. I see you were dead serious about me hating you.
I found a baseball glove with Spano's autograph in your room.
Oh, I've never seen it. My father must have put it there, although I don't remember him having a signed glove.
It's odd that there are practically no toys or memories of your childhood in the room, except for a small music box.
That box? It might just be my last happy memory. It's from before my mother got sick and we moved here. I loved reading stories about pirates.
Infatti era un po' una musica per la testa.
So my father drew a treasure map for me. I searched the whole house, one clue at a time. It led me to this enormous tree in the yard where Daddy had put up a tire swing. X marks the spot, so I dug to find my treasure. I loved the music it played, the ballerina and the little secret compartment. Oh, the secrets I kept in there.
I think it's the first time I heard you call your father Daddy.
Really?
I'm also a fan of Frank Papalia.
Oh, yeah, the poster. I only liked him because my father thought he was too modern.
Your father sold his apartment. The new owners move in 2 weeks.
What?
I'm sorry. I think he used the money to buy a new place with Mary Purnell. The letter you're holding explains the rest.
I wish I'd had the chance to talk to her.
Che palle, forse
I
avrebbe
found a
potuto
picture
per...
taken during the
Vabbè,
war.
grazie a me.
The Olympic Five.
Did you meet any of them, besides your father and uncle?
Well, Uncle Tim actually isn't my uncle.
No?
He and my father loved each other like brothers. Did he tell you that he saved his life?
Your father saved Thorpe?
They were flying over Brittany in a 3-unit fighter plane. Zukovsky was the pilot, my father was the co-pilot, and my uncle manned the machine gun. Suddenly, enemy fire killed Zukovsky and injured my father, which is why he never boxed again. My uncle jumped out of the gun turret, ran to the cockpit, and managed to pilot the plane to safety. Oh, the times my father told me that story. And now...
You still have your uncle.
Yes, I guess you're right. Maybe he can also save me.
Did you ever meet Mitchell, the doctor?
Mitchell? The lizard? No, never. Why?
Oh, nothing. I think I've seen him somewhere. Did you ever meet
Non mi danno
Spano?
la possibilità di
What
fare
can you tell me
la
about him?
connessione
I
degli
think I
indizi,
saw
però.
him once, but I was just a little girl. I think my uncle turned him into a star. That was a long time ago.
Are you cold?
A little. Maybe I should go.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Anyway. Thanks for the company.
Sonia, thank you.
Aren't you coming?
Vai, ci sono riuscito.
I knew I was looking at a solution, but what exactly needed solving?
Ok, adesso me lo fanno fare finalmente. No, non me lo fanno fare, bastardi.
Maybe Dunn used the same hiding place once more.
Pensavo la stessa cosa. Oh, ancora i cinesi.
I'll never understand why detectives and criminals bluster while they fight each other in the pictures. What a waste of breath, focus, and energy. It's not the lack of credibility in the screenplay that bothers me. Plus, it's actually pretty handy. When a crook talks to you in the middle of a fight, you know you're up against a rookie. And if he doesn't even say, "Help me, please,"
Io ci ho provato ad aiutarlo, eh. Ah, è vivo, ok.
What did they say?
nothing serious. I lost another one of my 9 lives. Oh, this hurts.
Got many left?
I'm in the red. He hasn't woken up yet?
Nope. We're gonna be here a while. Vulpine, 7 letters.
Cunning?
Cunning. It fits. I hope it doesn't throw anything off.
Oh, era lui. Ma addirittura pure qui ci sono le collezionabili. Lo stesso Strauss, sì, sì, tutte conferme che era lui. Gli stivali.
Yep, looks like you were right with cunning. What are you looking for?
Nothing. Will he live?
He'll live.
So what have you found out?
Randall Lee. Apparently in love with our penitentiary system, judging by the frequency of his visits. Theft, assault, extortion, minor things of the sort.
Any partners?
Always works alone. He's never ratted out his employers, provided they exist. Did you find anything? Is this our man? Do you have proof?
It looks like we know who tore his pants following Mary Purnell up to the rooftop. His pants have a tear in them. I found a piece of that same fabric at the gym, on the stairs that lead to the rooftop where we found the second body.
Makes sense, but how many pairs of ripped pants are walking around New York City? I don't call that evidence.
Adesso facciamo le sardine, lui dirà che non va bene e poi ci saranno le impronte. E lui dirà, vabbè, ormai sono tante prove. Ah no, non posso usare le sardine, vabbè. Forse il muso? ci devo mettere? Non so cosa devo fare. Per me va bene così. Non capisco. Inizio a pensare si sia buggato e mi manca qualcosa. Non ho la minima idea. Non so cosa devo fare. Adesso restiamo qui per un anno. E perché non basta? Madonna se mi incazzo. Io non so che devo fare. Che poi ogni tanto ci sono indizi in meno. Aspetta un attimo, ok. Stasera del cazzo. Ogni tanto ci sono indizi in meno rispetto al normale. Tipo adesso ci sono meno indizi di prima secondo me. Come gli gira il gioco. No, non era quello che volevo mettere che il muso gli puzza. Non ha senso, secondo me è tradotto male.
The guy who broke into the gym in Dunn's place has a thing for sardines. Did you smell his breath?
Right. Because there's only one sardine fanatic on this side of the Hudson.
Immaginavo che
I need
dicesse
something
questa
more.
cosa. Intanto ce l'ho, vedi, adesso ci sono più indizi. Come no? Ah, vuole farmi... Ok, vuole farmi credere che è stato lui a uccidere Dan. Secondo me no.
I saw footprints from those very same shoes next to both the gym murders.
Unless you're telling me that shoe is a limited edition, I'm gonna need something else.
Che palle sto uomo.
One of the thugs that attacked me the other night had a snout just like his.
I'm sorry, but you can't incriminate someone based solely on species. What else you got?
What more do you need? I've given you 4 pieces of evidence.
None of which are conclusive.
Che
He
palle.
tried to throw me off the rooftop.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. He's our man.
No, he's not our man.
Make up your mind.
He's just a puppet. Someone is pulling his strings.
Could it be Yale?
No, I'm still certain. He's innocent. By the way, was he discharged? His room is empty.
They let him out yesterday. He's in police custody now. You can tell he's an athlete. Made quite the comeback. Anyone else would have taken 10 times as long. Anyway, he better be fine. You know they've ordered me to escort him to Madison Square Garden on the day of the fight.
Sì, sì.
Yeah, I heard something of the sort.
What have you heard?
Frank Cassidy. He's friends with the governor.
You don't say. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Quick, what do you want? Good cop or bad cop?
I'm the bad guy. Good thing someone took out the trash.
Good morning, Mr. Lee. I assume you're aware that you're about to be accused of murder, and that thanks to the witness testimonies of Mr. Blacksad and Miss Dunn, your future's not looking too good.
Go to hell, you dog. If I choked you with a pillow, nobody would know. You should already be dead.
Blacksad, stay out of this. Remember who's the cop here. Maybe we can offer you a deal. We know someone hired you to kill Joe Dunn and Mary Purnell. What do you have to say?
I'll call your bluff. You ain't got nothing. Your friend the Hellhorse doesn't seem to feel that way. Although I'm afraid he won't be talking anymore.
Shut up, or I'll kick you out. If you tell us who hired you, we'll help you.
What can you offer me? We shouldn't offer him a damn thing. Let me do things my way.
Don't pay attention to him, Mr. Lee. We aren't vigilantes. But we can significantly reduce your sentence.
That's a start, but it's not good enough. I want in on the witness protection program. New city, new job,
New identity. And a clean police record. That's the only way I'll talk. Meanwhile, I want police protection 24/7. I'm afraid that...
Whoa!
Vabbè, questo era ovvio che succedesse.
Watch out!
Cazzo. Colpito?
Luckily, Smirnov's wound wasn't as bad as Randall's. Unfortunately, the police found nothing on the nearby rooftops. Our best shot at finding the killer was gone, so I went back to my previous lead.
Minchia, mi sa che se io non mi sbrigavo in fretta poteva morire il commissario. Mi è piaciuto un sacco, ma tipo da morire. Che quando si stava svegliando lui ha fatto: presto, scegli in fretta. Poi tutto cattivo, poi tu. Mi è piaciuto da morire. Sì, ho capito che ho 3000 deduzioni, ma non me le fate fare.
It's from before my mother got sick and we moved here. I loved reading stories about pirates, so my father drew a treasure map for me. I searched the whole house, one clue at a time. It led me to this enormous tree in the yard where Daddy had put up a tire swing.
Ti immagini se utilizzando il potere, la vedo la figurina, della sensibilità e dell'amore sono riuscito a beccare una pista. Che devo fare? Che devo fare? Che devo fare? Ah, quello che cercava. Sto per venire colpito.
Bing bang!
Hello, Smirnoff residence.
You're
Blacksad
dead!
here.
No, I got you with my lasso!
Can you quiet down, kids?
Dunn got killed for stirring the hornet's nest.
And you confessed your crime!
Kids, please.
He'd been investigating athletes for months, including Helen Moore and Al Stone, among others. Dunn's notes aren't all that clear, and I'm not sure what he was after. But I'd say we're facing a widespread corruption case.
Well, if you're right, that could be some dangerous evidence. Bring it here ASAP.
Io ho paura che lui ci tradisca.
Sure, but there's something important that I need to finish first.
Io ho paura che ci tradisca di brutto il commissario. Io ho paura che il commissario sia dentro. Non ho fatto in tempo a vedere il suo cazzo di dossier.
I wanted to follow a certain lead on my own before Smirnov had the chance to see anything.
Che piste?
According to his notebook, Dunn had seen Craig Spano at Sam's Diner just 4 days before his death.
Get out of here, pussy!
Beat it or what?
Well, I can't make up my fucking mind. Either call the cops or beat your ass. Which would you prefer?
It might have been easier to slap the information out of him, but I decided to trust in a universal truth. Everyone is guilty of something. You don't know who I am, right?
Don't know and don't care. Come on, spit it out.
I'm John H. Blackmore, Public Health Inspector.
Oh, yeah, right. There are some real freaks around here, so I have to be firm, you know? Have you eaten? Dinner's on the house.
After you answer my questions.
Sure, go ahead. Your call. Always at your disposal, Inspector.
Bravissimo.
Ask away.
Fear turned him soft and made him talk. Sure enough, Dunn had been there a few days back with a chimpanzee who matched Spano's description. Apparently, the guy still lived with his father. Dunn said he couldn't stay there a day more. For the time being, he would move into his place.
Ah,
Wait a minute. What does Public Health Services have to do with that chimp?
The chimp died of food poisoning.
But wait! He didn't even eat!
Which is even worse.
Lasciato Sam senza parole. E beh, succede. E fatemele fare ste deduzioni. Non mi stanno più facendo fare le deduzioni. Mi stanno solo facendo passare da una cosa all'altra.
Dunn had taken Spano to his place. I wanted to believe that when Randall Lee broke into the apartment, Spano fled to his former address. But where could that be?
Ah, ok.
I gotcha.
Forse finalmente ci fanno fare open world.
If the living have rich and poor neighborhoods, so do the dead.
Posso fare le
In the
deduzioni?
mid-19th century, Greenwood became the resting place to the city's most distinguished citizens. Thinkers, scientists, writers, inventors, artists, businessmen, politicians, police officers, thieves, pimps, and murderers. Here lie the bodies of the soulless minds that raised New York from the ground up. Now you know where to go to become somebody in the Big Apple.
finalmente posso fare altre traduzioni. Allora.
Mitchell, who fought with Dunn during the war, tried to pass as Yale's doctor.
Però ne posso fare uno.
O'Leary wouldn't have sent Randall to kill Dunn. He would have dragged him to his basement, given him his little speech, and then killed him himself.
Ah, è un modo per togliere lui dai sospetti. Ok. Madonna il suono. Ma perché ho ancora questo?
I've never trusted angels. When they fall,
Me la ricordo.
they turn into demons.
Ah, mi ho dato un trofeo per aver fatto questa cosa. Me la ricordavo la frase. Qui c'è un frame rate veramente becero. Io non ho ancora capito in che anni siamo, negli anni 50 a questo punto.
According to the book I found at Dunn's place, fans of the sport leave baseballs on Bradwick's tomb to pay their respects. According to the book I found at Dunn's place, fans of the sport leave baseballs on Bradwick's tomb to pay their respects.
Una scimmia sarà sull'albero, no? No. Oh, forse sì.
According to the book I found at Dunn's place, fans of the sport leave baseballs
Perché
on
continua a
Bradwick's
dire la
tomb
stessa
to
cosa?
pay their respects.
Ma mi sa che si è buggato. Come sempre.
According to the book I found at Dunn's
Si è
place,
buggato. per il caricamento, per sbuggare.
If this had been here over 30 minutes, it'd be covered in ants.
Ah,
The
sono le
4
quattro
bases
basi.
guarding their father.
Figo. Carino, molto carino.
Still hot.
Guarda te, se devo mettere le cose nascoste dietro alle tombe. Pa-pa-rum-pa-rum. Io ribadisco, secondo me lui sta sull'albero. Si è annullata la musica di brutto, non so se è un brutto segno.
It'd be even better with a skull between the bats.
È vero. Di qua c'è poco frame, cioè c'è il frame funzia. Di là il cazzo.
A Celtic cross. Supposedly, the ring keeps the devil at bay by reflecting the sunlight. Really handy at this time of the day.
È sull'albero. Arrivo subito. La mattina rompono i coglioni per ogni minima cosa. Allora, con questo frame rate bellissimo, adesso cerchiamo la scimmia di cui non mi ricordo il nome. Sarà triste perché Dan è morto. Vuoi farlo tossire?
I've always been a New York Warriors fan, although, to be honest, they're not what they used to be. Yep, they just haven't been the same without Craig Spano. I found a baseball glove at Joe Dunn's place. A glove signed by a great star. I couldn't believe my luck. Joe Dunn met with someone at the diner, close to his gym. Then he took that person to his house, so that he didn't have to live at the cemetery. I would have never guessed the person's identity.
Vuoi la sigaretta?
Marley's are the absolute worst.
Madonna che voce che c'ha. Sembra un ragazzino, sembra.
Who are you?
I'm John Blacksad, private investigator.
How's Joe?
One question at a time. It's my turn.
Your turn.
Why did you meet with Joe Dunn?
Because he was looking for me. He came here one morning, but I was too embarrassed to come down. Because he left a baseball with his initials on by the tombstone. Sam's Diner, tomorrow, 12:30 a.m. Because he knew they want to kill me.
What did he want from you? And who wants to kill you?
One question at a time. How's Joe?
What would happen if I told him the truth? Would he lose it? Could I take that chance? Joe Dunn is dead. Murdered.
I told you, Joe. How did it happen?
One question at a time. My turn. What did Dunn want from you?
He wanted to know who was playing dirty in the sporting business. Dirtier than usual, that is. Wrecked lives, careers, ruined at the top of the game. He wanted to know if the same had happened to me. He wanted to know if the end of my career and my disappearance had anything to do with all that. He wanted me to confirm who was behind it all. The guy who had him killed. Our old friend, the surgeon.
Chi? Il medico?
Is Mitchell the surgeon? Is he the person behind all of this? That surgeon you mentioned, is he...
My turn. I want to know why I should trust you.
Do it for Joe Dunn, our common friend. It's my turn. That surgeon that you mentioned, is he in this photo I got here? Ow! Hey! Hey, that toss was...
Mi sa che ho sbagliato, eh?
Both my ear and my self-esteem would hurt for days. But at least I had a new lead to follow. The surgeon. The bastard had avoided my scrutiny by passing as a hospital doctor. But now, all of my senses were on guard. No matter how good the disguise, or how well he hid, I would find him.
So, what you're saying is, 1, there's a corruption scandal involving all kinds of athletes. 2, our puppet master is a surgeon named Mitchell, a man who happened to fight in the war with Dunn, right?
Every lead I've found points to him.
Anyway, where was I? Number 3, right? 3, since Dunn was on his trail, Mitchell hired an anteater to get rid of him. Then, since you were also shaking the wasp's nest, he went after you. But the anteater made a mistake, and Mitchell killed him to cover his own tracks. And, wait, 4, the key to all this lies with a common friend of Dunn's and Mitchell's, Craig Spenow. Do you really trust him?
You should know that I don't trust anyone.
Except for your friend Weekly, that is. 4. 5. Dunn was murdered 4 days after taking Speno to his house. If that doesn't make him suspect, makes sense, doesn't it?
Nah, it doesn't add up.
Why not?
Just a hunch.
Let's follow up with the suspects. You told Smirnoff you're convinced that Yale is innocent. But what about O'Leary? 6.
Nah, I know O'Leary, and he wouldn't have sent a hitman. He would have taken matters into his own hands.
What about Cassidy? 7, right?
I think it's safe to rule out Cassidy as Dunn's murderer. He seems too impulsive to have planned such a twisted crime. Whoever planned the whole thing knew the suicide theory would fall through, so he manipulated the clues to incriminate Yale. Cassidy is too impulsive to pull off such an intricate plan.
So, you're right. Mitchell is the one pulling the strings. And you know why? Because in novels, the murderer is always someone the detective knows from the beginning.
Well, that could be the case in British novels. You know, where everyone in the mansion where the murder took place is a suspect. But this might just be an American whodunit, where the detective doesn't even meet the culprit until the last scene.
You mean we still don't know who's pulling the strings?
I didn't say that. How did it go with Helen Moore?
I didn't get anything, even though it started out really well. I asked to interview her along with her boyfriend, Al Stone. Since I'm a big shot, they were happy to oblige. Perfect. Now, time for the interview. I'll go back and forth so you don't get bored. So, who goes first? Here's one for Helen. What can you say about the rumors that claim you were in a relationship with Desmond O'Leary?
Oh, honey. It would be such a shame to mention that shady character in your article, wouldn't it?
Well, why?
I'm sure your newspaper would hate to fire someone as talented as you.
Oh, okay. Okay, now. Here's a question for Al. In just 12 days, the contender will try to steal your belt. Any thoughts on your fight against Yale?
Yeah, sure.
My Al is going to kick that thug's behind. Isn't that so, honey?
Yeah, well, we'll see. No such thing as a weak rival.
Nonsense. You are and will be world champion. Next question.
Moving on. Okay, Helen. Dating a boxer can be dangerous. Aren't you afraid that those blows to the head will take a toll on his intellectual capacity?
Honey, take a look at my man and then look at yourself. You really think I'm with him because of his intellectual capacity?
Vabbè.
Helen!
Write this down. Nothing will change my man. His smarts, manliness, and integrity are all boxing proof.
Now what? So, Al. Are you ever jealous about sharing your sweetheart with America?
Yeah,
Nonsense. America has my
Non lo fa
smile, my
parlare.
figure, and
Non
my
lo fa
patriotic
parlare.
love. Everything else, and I mean everything, belongs to Al. Right, baby?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, one more question, and...
Al, honey, can you answer it? I've got to go say hi to a fan. I'll be right back, Mr. Pulitzer.
Wait. You mean she stopped smiling when that fan showed up?
Yeah.
Could you describe him for me?
I'll be able to show you.
Madonna. Sarà un giorno in cui smetteranno di chiamarmi.
Something as soon as I'm done developing these pictures. And actually, I thought it was odd too. So while I continued to interview Stone, I managed to take some pictures of Moore and whoever her mysterious fan was.
Ah, ecco perché hanno inquadrato queste
All right,
foto.
so where were we? Are you ever jealous about sharing your sweetheart with America?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm jealous, but I know that someone so popular and honest can draw the wrong kind of attention. There are plenty of people who would love to put an end to her career, so it's not easy.
In just 12 days, the contender will try to steal your belt. Any thoughts on your fight against Yale?
Well, supposedly the odds are in my favor, but there's no such thing as a weak rival. And, you know, Bobby Yale might be young and going through a rough patch, but he's had an amazing streak, so I'll do my best.
Let's get that picture taken. Okay, now raise your head and your arms up like you were celebrating a victory.
Like this?
Exactly. Wait, I accidentally moved. Stand still. I'll take another one. What's with me today? Don't move, please. Now we got it. Should we keep at it? I'm going to take one more, all right? Let's see what you think about this. Close your eyes and rest your chin on your fist. The boxing thinker.
Like this?
Exactly. What's up with me? Stand still. I'll take it again. I can't seem to get it right. Don't move. It's about time. Finally, we're all set.
Non penso di averlo inquadrato in faccia mai nella vita.
Wait,
Però.
so, are you telling me the photos are developed? Or is that what you said to Stone?
Both. Just look.
Who's that guy?
I know he's not a fan. You should have seen her face when she saw him.
Look at his hand. Is he pulling something out of Moore's purse? Or putting it in? I think she only smokes when she's nervous. What was making her nervous?
È lui.
I've seen that matchbox before. Wait, that's him.
Who?
Mitchell, the surgeon.
Seriously? We got him.
Not yet.
Right. We still have to find him. Hey, pal. Did you hear what I just said? We need to keep looking at all those pictures. We need a clue that'll take us to Mitchell. Hey, see? There. Just like I was saying.
Quindi dobbiamo effettivamente andare alla iguana. Ficcante. Ficcante.
Brawls aren't even the worst part of my job. Sure, you may take a beating, but at least you get the chance to defend yourself. But when you're sitting in your car all night, there's no way out. Your legs cramp up. Your back and neck feel stiff. Your entire body aches to be somewhere else. It's boring and repetitive.
Ma non posso entrare, penserà che sono coso.
People were finally leaving the place. The bar was about to close. And I hadn't seen Mitchell go in or out. I had no choice.
Saranno fottutissimi guai per noi.
I see you took me up on my invitation. And you're smart. You knew not to come until my anti-fur regulars had all cleared out.
I can't say no to good advice.
Or good bourbon. Here's looking at you, Mr. What was your name?
As far as I knew, La Iguana always stayed neutral. He played poker with Cassidy, but his joint was used as the gambling drop-off for O'Leary's operation. Did it make sense to keep faking it? Or was it too dangerous not to?
Farnham. Howard M. Farnham II.
That's right. Howard Farnham from Ding Dong, Texas. You're natural. You're even better at pool than poker.
This here's much easier. No cheating.
You barely flinched when Cassidy decided to teach that ego a lesson.
What do you want a fella to say? If Cassidy hadn't ordered his barber to kill that son of a bitch, I'd have done it myself. Some of God's creatures just don't deserve to live.
Damn it.
Well, nobody's perfect. Tell me, what do you really want with Cassidy? I can't say it's clear to me.
I'm looking to start a boxing managers association in Texas. I could really use Cassidy's know-how.
Don't worry about it. I was only curious. So, what about me? What do you want from me? No one comes to La Iguana just to drink and play pool.
I'm here looking for a regular of yours, Dr. Angus Mitchell.
What for?
I know he's got his own sport business, and I think a partnership would be profitable for the both of us.
Sure. Tell you what, I'll talk to Mitchell. Come back tomorrow night.
You don't understand. I have to talk to him, or else.
Or else what?
I don't think Cassidy would be too happy about the role this here dump plays in old Leary's gambling operation. You follow me?
Son of a bitch. Ha ha ha. All right. Give me your phone number, and I'll give you a call when Mitchell shows up.
No. You're gonna call him right now, and you're gonna give him this message. But when you're sitting in your car all night, there's no way out. Your legs cramp up, your back and neck feel stiff, your entire body aches to be somewhere else. It's boring and repetitive. It's so bad that your thoughts spiral in a never-ending loop, like when you're stuck in your car, on surveillance duty. The owner of La Iguana was supposed to tell Mitchell that a certain anteater was still alive, and that it was only a matter of time before he ratted him out. With a bit of luck, that would make him nervous enough to force his hand. Now all I had to do was follow him.
Qualcosa mi dice che lo devo fare io, eh. C'ho quest'idea che tocca a me. Forse no? Che poi starà andando al suo capo, cioè non è mai nella vita lui il capo, scommettiamo. Un cavallo.
He went in without it. I wonder what's in it.
We'll be just fine, don't worry. Gil, stand guard right here. If the cat shows up, you know what to do. I'll be back in an hour.
Non mi ha visto per puro culo per quanto mi riguarda.
Looks like things won't be easy. Could I take him by surprise from over there? Although I don't know how I'd get there.
Ha fatto un te, ha fatto il giro molto velocemente.
Of course, he's Randall Lee's partner. I should be careful. When they gave me a beating, I could see he was kinda trigger happy.
Potrebbero esserci figurine ovunque. Che fastidio questa cosa. Collezionabili pure qui me li devono mettere. Beh, io penso di voler fare un salto da... No? Non posso salire qui per fare un salto dall'edificio all'altro.
When you want to be silent, noise can be your best ally.
Dire. So che volessi usare il fulmine, il tuono per... Non ho minima idea. Scusate. Secondo me io dovrei poter utilizzare quel cassonetto per salire lì e poi là. Però non me lo fa utilizzare. Neanche posso salire qui per... non so. Qua non ci posso andare. Un attimo. Ok. Io giuro che non so che cazzo dovrei fare. Io provo ad andare in faccia al cavallo, cioè non lo so. Forse qui che c'è luce posso interagire con qualcosa per distrarlo? Proviamo. Perché qui c'era tanta luce che mi ha fatto dire, secondo me potrebbe esserci qualcosa. Però cosa? Il muletto? Ah, ho capito, vuole aprire il garage con questo. O mi sbaglio, non lo so. No, non so cosa vuole fare allora. Forse lo dobbiamo usare per salire. Ma non ho la minima idea di come, ovviamente. Che devo fare? Sono arrivato? Ok. Non so se era l'unico modo, secondo me c'erano più modi e noi abbiamo deciso questo. fatto male? Io pensavo che sarebbe rimasto fermo ad aspettare il momento giusto, in realtà. Cos'è quello?
I did mess up a guy's face with an extinguisher once, but this kind is too heavy for my current needs.
Uno scudo. Posso usarlo? Sì. Ho fatto bene. Ho fatto decisamente bene. Prendi quella pistola. Che ci fa lui qua? È amico o nemico? Lui ha dato del nemico al chirurgo, quindi. Vediamo cosa c'è dentro. Bello, gli ha legato il muso.
What does this place have to hide?
Scudo, ma ha dato un trofeo. No, non penso funzioni senza chiave. Mi sa che devi tipo...
According to this, the warehouse belonged to a Canadian import company.
No, il movimento è una merda, però. Non lo so, vabbè. Che cazzo è?
It could be an Ojibwa totem pole, in which case, the top animal would be a crane.
Non penso ci aiuti
If I'm
per
not
il caso.
mistaken, these are incense sticks, used in cleansing rituals. A dream catcher. It's supposed to protect children during the night, trapping all evil in its spider web.
Quest'ascia la posso prendere, questo tomahawk? No. Vabbè, qui è dove si riposa il cavallo, mi sa.
Will I need help? Who would I call?
Ghostbusters.
Pier 36. Meet me in an hour.
Blacksad.
If you're coming from Montgomery, it's the 6th sea-facing warehouse.
What's going on?
And bring the cavalry.
Posso chiamare anche... Ah, posso chiamare anche Weekly? Chiamo tutti. Faccio venire tutti.
Wiggly here. You're what's...
Pier 36. The 6th sea-facing warehouse coming in from Montgomery.
John? Is that you?
Meet me in an hour.
What's going on?
Bring your camera. I just gave you the scoop of your life.
Stai per rendere Weekly molto felice. Sempre se non muore. Cosa c'è qua dentro? Sigillato. Senza chiave non posso fare niente. Beh, non è anche detto che siano importanti sti macchinari, Magari stavano qui prima ancora che loro prendessero il...
Don't you even think of screaming.
I might not even talk.
It looks like an arrowhead. Everything seems to prove that Gil is a Native American, and I'm almost sure that the woman in the picture is his mother. You know who'll always believe in you? Your mother. My mother never lost her faith in me, and I gave her plenty of reasons when I was a kid. It all started with something as stupid as keeping the change when she sent me for groceries. Then I started stealing fruit from the street stands. And finally, I turned to pickpocketing. Somehow, my mother managed to keep me in school until I got into college. But I never gave her reasons to believe in me then either. I made new friends. The type of friends that convince you to do things that wouldn't make a mother proud. Then Pearl Harbor happened. I got drafted and sent to Europe. They told me killing was my moral duty, but I discovered it could be addictive. Not all victims were Nazis. But when I got back, I was treated like a pariah, a veteran outcast who never should have come back in the first place. And yet, my mother never ceased to...
I also fought in the war. That's where I met Mitchell. They used me, like many of my people. And then they just tossed us aside. The first time Mitchell offered me to do this, I told him to take a hike. I wanted to get my act together, but I ended up begging him. I don't like Mitchell. I don't like the things he makes me do. I don't like that German rat either. But what I like least of all is myself. I don't like what I did during the war, and I don't like what I'm doing now. Do you know what it's like to kill a friend for the sake of the mission? Huh. But my mother, she always thought I'd make amends and start anew. Maybe it's time I did just that. It's number 3.
Grazie.
What if it was Gil who killed his partner, Randall Lee, under Mitchell's orders?
Cosa ci sarà dentro? Un mucchio di soldi? No, ho sbagliato. Porco. È un'entrata sotterranea. Dove diavolo sono finito? Come faccio a uscire? Cazzo, adesso mi chiudo dentro. Ah, sono sono i cosi per drogarsi, per gli sportivi. Ok, devo ricordarmi di non fumare.
A list of names? Somehow related to chemical agents?
E lui è il medico che fa, il chirurgo è il medico che fa la roba per gli sportivi. Però così sembra sempre che c'entri O'Neill in un modo o nell'altro.
Subject, Brunhilde Gruner. Treatment, Day 1500, the patient's ability to speak continues to diminish. Now she can only pronounce the occasional word in German. Tissue degeneration persists. And yet, perhaps due to drastic reduction of benzylprodine dosage and an increase of anupropion, we have observed a 3% of deceleration of said degeneration. Furthermore, and perhaps this is the best finding so far, the subject exhibits a mild recovery of her speaking. It's not a lot, and yet we are on the right track. All hope is not lost.
Adesso vi dico io cosa succederà. Io guarderò il film di lui si incazza e mi chiude dentro.
Subject, Craig Spano. Treatment, Day 0. The subject is a veteran baseball player who has lost speed, strength, and agility due to the regular aging process. The patient refers intense pain on the right scapula, most likely caused by an old injury. The goals of our medical approach are twofold. To relieve pain caused by the prior injury so that the subject can play without symptoms, and to help the patient regain the physical condition lost in the aging process, thus allowing him to perform at elite levels. Treatment. Day 120. The patient no longer feels pain when using his right arm, circumstance that allows him to pitch without fear. So far, the only side effect seems to be a slight euphoria experienced 3 hours after dosage, which subsides 4 hours later, taking the patient on an emotional roller coaster of sorts with bouts of mild trembling. Treatment. Day 341. Moments of euphoria and boosted physical performance have become increasingly short, while the ensuing periods of depression and weakness have become longer, including severe tremor. Although we have met all therapeutic goals, we will proceed to terminate the treatment in order to avoid causing irreparable physical and mental damage to the patient.
Mhm.
Mitchell is cashing in by selling drugs to enhance athletes' performances.
Going!
Hey,
You
it's all right. Don't be afraid, little girl. I don't want to scare you, okay?
Vita, no hurt.
Vediamo se riesco a farla stare tranquilla.
Once upon a time... Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess called...
Brunhilda!
Hi, my name is Brunhilde, and I'm very happy,
said Brunhilde. And then Brunhilde, who had a beautiful name...
Really beautiful.
A really beautiful name, ran into someone very special.
Oh, who was it?
A magical cat called John.
I'm a magical cat, my name is John. Hi, John the cat. I really like magical cats. I'm Brunhilde. I'm going to use my magical power to help you. You're out of a cage, too.
Nein, it's sad.
You say silly things, John the cat. So what are you going to help me do? Bake some delicious pies. I love pies.
Okay,
Which is
non devo
your
parlare
favorite?
serio.
Wow, that's a very hard question. But John the cat, it's the easiest question in the world. Let me show you how easy it is. My favorite pie is... pecan. Whoa, Brunhilde. That's exactly what I was about to say.
Bird! Bird, John, Brunhilda, Freund.
Io spero non sia la figlia o la nipote dello
Do
scienziato.
play? It's look.
I giochi io... c'è un miss.
Okay.
Hi, Bird. Why are you wearing that mask?
Weil, gas.
Well, maybe we should get out of here. What do you think, Bird? And what about you, Brunhilde? Don't you think that?
Si è addormentata? Poverino. E adesso che si fa?
The worst part of Mitchell's scheme isn't that it's illegal or unethical. It's that he didn't even care about compromising the athlete's health.
Gil? You know you're not allowed down here. You know you're not allowed. It's...
You bastard! I should kill you right here, right now!
I don't know.
You don't know? I know you're testing drugs on that girl.
Brunhilde? No, she's my daughter. She was born with a degenerative disease. a rare condition
Lui lo sta
similar
facendo
to
per la
the
figlia.
Engelman syndrome. There are only 4 known cases like hers, and none of the patients reach the age of 5. But I couldn't give up. I continued to research and found something. It didn't make her better, but anyway, that same treatment used on healthy subjects seems to improve their stamina and their reflexes. It also seems to improve their pain threshold. Somehow, the Reich heard about my experiments and tried to recruit me to create super soldiers.
Che figo.
Yes, that Reich. We're talking late 30s, Berlin. I escaped with Brunhilde and came to your country. But the American military also heard about me. I spent the entire war experimenting with drugs on soldiers. Some were highly effective, I must say. When the war was over, my experiments were discarded. I was forbidden all access to the drugs, and Brunhilde got worse. But then God sent me Angus Mitchell. We had met during the war, and he came to offer me a deal. I would make drugs for athletes, and he would sell them. With my earnings, I could pay for Brunhilde's treatment. What else do you want me to say?
What are the long-term effects of those drugs?
It depends on the patient. But they all develop an addiction, even Brunhilde. They also suffer other symptoms. Some become delirious. She's losing muscle mass by the day. Others lose their ability to focus. And some, slowly but surely, lose it all.
About those pills. There was a bottle there before. What is he looking at?
Vabbè.
Don't dwell on it, Josh. You had to tell him the truth in order to protect Brunhilde. I would have done the same thing. Finish packing up your things and stop torturing yourself, okay?
Thanks, Angus. I won't be long.
Oh, honey. You like living here? Yeah, me too. But we have to go somewhere else, and it's all that bad cat's fault. Yes, sweetie. We're going to a new home now. A prettier one. And you'll be happier there. Now go with Papa, honey. Give him a kiss. Go on. Give him a kiss. Go on. I'm sorry about this, Josh, but we gave it our best, didn't we?
Huh? What? What do you mean, Angus?
I wish it hadn't come to this.
Angus, what's wrong?
Goodbye, Josh.
No.
No!
Mi sa che non potevo fare niente, beh.
I hope you're happy, you son of a bitch. They were good people. I hope that made you feel better. I like it when you smile. You're so far from the truth. What the?
The mask would buy me a bit of extra time. The question was, how much? Spano just ran out that way.
Forza Blacksad. Però ha detto che siamo lontani dalla verità. C'ho paura che vuol dire che non abbiamo capito ancora un cazzo.
The mask was barely working. I needed fresh air.
Sto per morire. Sei fortissimo perché ti trovi. È una brava persona lui. È stata una bella scena tutta quanta. Una bella scena.
Craig Spano is back! Did you miss me? Who wants to see a home run? Now you're gonna see? Bring it on! Let's go!
Mi sa che muore adesso.
No.
Oh, Mississippi. Poverino, mi ha salvato la vita. Grazie, Spanno. Quante morti.
Don't torture yourself. You did everything you could.
Will he make it?
The doctors think so. They found him unconscious by the basement door.
What? Could Gil have blocked the basement door from the outside to kill Mitchell?
You think? That's a serious accusation. Are you sure, or is this just a theory of yours?
It's just a theory. Let's hope we get the truth out of him.
Huh. You think Gil was involved in the previous murders?
What if it was Gil who killed his partner Randall Lee under Mitchell's orders?
Another serious accusation. Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure yet. But it very well could be the case.
Wait, couldn't Mitchell be Randall Lee's murderer?
So he misses with 2 shots at point-blank range, and then he hits a guy smack in the forehead from across the street? No. Mitchell is not the sniper who wiped out Randall Lee.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But we still don't know what caused Craig Spano's death.
There's no doubt about it. Spano took drugs from the lab, and they killed him.
But if that were true, how many more athletes are in danger? And most importantly, who are they? Is Bobby Yale involved?
I didn't see them all, but write down these names. Peter Lowe, Xavier Chains, Helen Moore, Bill Goldman, Miles Benton, Alexander Wood, Jacob Ziegler, and yes, Bobby Yale.
Thanks. Saving lives for a change, huh? In any case, thanks for the call. I was starting to think you'd never trust the police again.
I don't trust the cops. I trust you.
Smile, Johnny boy. Thanks for the tip. This is going to win me the Pulitzer.
Get that guy out of here.
Oops.
All right. Let's get this over with. When the war ended, Mitchell convinced Groon to use his super soldier drugs on elite athletes. Somehow, Dunn found out about Mitchell's scheme. So when Mitchell heard that Dunn was onto him, he ordered Randall Lee to kill him and frame Yale for the murder. Then, he made Randall search Dunn's house and the gym for any incriminating evidence he might have had against him. The poor cleaning lady died almost by chance. When you stuck your nose in the case, he tried to scare you by sending his thugs to give you a beating. And when that didn't work, he asked Randall Lee to finish you off on the gym rooftop. But Randall not only failed, he got captured. So Mitchell ordered Gil to put a bullet through his head, which only made Gil upset. You kept getting closer and closer to the point of discovering his headquarters. When Mitchell realized he was cornered, he burned his bridges by setting the lab on fire, along with Dr. Grun and his daughter. Gil saw the opportunity to get back at Mitchell, so he blocked the only exit so that he would also die in the fire. Did I leave any loose ends?
Just a few. But don't worry about it. I'll take care of them now. So I guess thanks for everything.
Mi sa che siamo quasi alla fine del caso. Congratulazioni, trofeo, che vuol dire? Ho finito il gioco? Finale?
In your classic noir films and novels, solving a case never amounts to a happy ending. The detective is always left with a sense of bitterness. A feeling that, before he took the case, the world was a better place. That he was a better person.
Come on, now spit it out!
Sometimes I just let my character get the best of me.
What do you want from me?
I told Stone what I knew. That he was going to let Yale win. That if he didn't, O'Leary would destroy Helen Moore's career. And that Moore was doomed either way. Or would be, as soon as America discovered her sweetheart was on drugs.
I don't believe you. No way. Who sent you?
Today? Nobody.
And what if I did believe you? What would that change? If I don't do this for her, how could I ever look her in the eyes? How could we stay together?
You think you'll stay together when you lose your title and they accuse her of doping?
At least I know I tried.
I came to convince you otherwise, but I think you might be right. You better take a dive.
I didn't take you for a romantic, Blacksad.
I feel you. But trust me, your manager is a murderer. Get as far away from him as possible.
Hey, Blacksad! Thank you.
Povero Stone in tutta questa storia è l'uomo più onesto di tutti, mi sa. Figo che sia andato lui, non doveva per forza. Mi è piaciuto che sia andato a parlarci. C'aveva un pezzettino di carne fra i denti. È venuto fuori adesso, mi sa.
Yale confirmed to me that Dunn found out that Mitchell was giving him meds. That was the reason they argued the evening of his death.
In fact, I was clean at the time. Hadn't used for days. I didn't want to go down that road. I wanted to follow Joe.
But he discovered everything.
He didn't believe me when I said I had nothing to do with it.
But you used again.
Only after his death. I needed to cope.
But the drugs gave you a panic attack.
Yeah. But I've been clean ever since.
Mitchell gave you the pills when he stopped by the hospital. Hence, your miraculous recovery. Are you planning on taking them before the fight? You know what? It's none of my business. Sorry about your Aunt Mary. She was a good woman.
So che avrei dovuto di non prenderli, però mi è venuto così di pancia di dire non è affar mio. Quanto si sente figo a fare così come in romanzi a bonus book.
Stone and Yale hadn't taken away the bitterness I felt. I needed a friend. In appreciation for the tip I'd given him, he insisted on buying me a milkshake that he drank. After the perfect storm of corruption and murder, only friendship could reconcile me with the world. Only that could make me believe in mankind again. Only that could cleanse my soul.
Sì, ma questa inquadratura mi sa che abbiamo con questa inquadratura
Only
così
that.
lontana. Mi sembra quasi che
And
abbiamo
money.
finito. Vabbè, solito. Secondo me il capocchia non l'abbiamo smantellato. Abbiamo smantellato come si dice, l'organizzazione. Ma chi stava a capo di Mitchell secondo me non l'abbiamo beccato. Non penso fosse O'Neill. Anche se gli faceva comodo uno che gestisce le scommesse, magari gestire anche un laboratorio di
In your
droghe
standard
per-
noir novel, Yale and Stone would be punished for breaking the rules. There would be justice for Sonia, the victim. But this was the real world. As the detective who had cracked the case, I just had to get my paycheck and be on my way.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Blacksad. Mr. Thorpe is on his way. Care to take a seat while you wait?
Did he tell you why he's running late?
He'll be here in a minute. Please, take a seat.
Rompi balle. Ma io fa solo per gli sportivi pubblicità, perché potrebbe essere una cosa sospetta, nel senso.
No matter how many curveballs destiny throws his way, he always manages to land on his feet. When he was a rising sports talent, the war put an end to his career, so he became a war hero. After the war, he didn't end up like Gil or like me. He became an elite athlete, a Hall of Fame football star. When an accident left him in a wheelchair, he went on to succeed in advertising.
caso non è finito se mi dice nuovi indizi. È stato lui? Cioè lui ci guadagna di brutto.
No, that's not possible. But what if Tim Thorpe was somehow involved in Mitchell's operation?
Mr. Blacksad? Mr. Thorpe is running later than expected, but he insists on meeting you, if you don't mind.
Sure, as long as you help me fight off this boredom.
That's not in my job description, but...
C'hai le tette di fuori apposta. Non posso zoomare lì? Peccato.
If I had her markings on my skin, would I be the same person? Would my name be different?
Ce la farò. E poi va a finire che tutta la combriccola era immischiata. Ce l'ho fatta. Io penso che comunque alcuni indizi li avremo per sempre, cioè penso che alcune deduzioni non le ho fatte e le terrò per le prossime run.
If my hunch is right, there should be a meeting with Mitchell noted somewhere in Thorpe's agenda. Well, you see, I've got a problem. In order to figure out how much Mr. Thorpe owes me, I need to know what day I started working on the case. But I can't remember. You wouldn't have that written down, would you?
It sure wasn't on my shift. I remember. Let me see.
Che bastardo che sono. Però magari non l'ha scritto, sai com'è? È un affare segretissimo. Madonna, è difficilissimo trovare punto preciso. OBA? Rick Neal. No, non c'è.
What? Dunn was here 2 days before he died? Why didn't Thorpe ever mention that?
I'm sorry, but your name's not on here.
Wait, I just remembered something. The day I came, Joe Dunn had just walked out the door.
Well, no. You don't have any appointments. Although, I guess I could have forgotten to write you in. Mr. Dunn, who's usually very kind, left in a flurry. He even slammed Mr. Thorpe's door.
Okay. Now I know I have to get into Thorpe's office.
And he didn't even say goodbye.
Yes, that was the day. You don't recall me because the minute I saw Dunn stomp out, I followed him. I never actually came in.
Of course. That explains it.
No doubt. So, since it looks like Mr. Thorpe won't be here soon, I think I'll go take a walk down the hall. Gotta stay in shape.
Non ti preoccupare, ti ho solo fatto il lavaggio del cervello e ho capito tutto come devo capire.
Come on, Thorpe. Tell me there's a back door to your office.
T'ho vista. Ma quante cazzo ce ne sono di figurine di merda?
If Weekly were here, I'd have to tie his hands behind his back.
So già che cazzo devo fare per l'ufficio, già lo so. Sempre così va a finire. Che poi pensandoci, penso sia abbastanza
Cats aren't
naturale
afraid of heights. That's why I've never felt vertigo.
che molti detective erano soldati, perché cioè, alla fine le loro esperienze come soldati li hanno resi migliori a livello intuitivo, di logica, di investigazione, tracce, cose del genere, quindi penso sia abbastanza normale che...
In my experience, when something looks really good, it ends up smelling really bad.
Oh, ti ho visto. Che in molte storie il detective sia un veterano di guerra. E mi sbaglio, eh.
Oh, crap. Why am I surprised? In every investigation, there comes a point where every single lead seems to go down the drain. And you have to retrace your steps to get back on the right track. Of course. I better not use it. It might be connected to the switchboard at the front desk. It's a bit strange to see no office chair
Sì,
behind a
infatti,
desk
quello che volevo
until
dire.
you remember the desk's owner is in a wheelchair.
Oh, è stato lui.
Wait, what if Groon's drugs helped Thorpe walk?
Questo per me è un indizio, però non me lo fa contare.
But one of the strengths, the accuracy of his throw. I earned the nickname Iron Arm. I used to throw the ball in 58 miles an hour. And yeah, when whatever it wanted. And my coach, the great Joffrey Sachs. And so I worked hard. Pearl Harbor. I enlisted immediately. After losing a partner in combat, a serious injury, I asked to be relocated. I became a sniper. I know I shouldn't say this, but I was one of the best in the army, and it was all thanks to my accuracy. No, it was all thanks to Jeffrey Sachs.
Okay.
I wonder how many Americans that man saved with my arm. After these words, Tim Thorpe is moved almost to tears and asks me to take a break. It's shocking to see how an athlete and soldier, a man whose aim and skill won him a Medal of Honor and the nickname Surgeon among his brothers in arms. That can't be. I mean, it could be a coincidence, but no.
Io ti dico di sì. Io ti dico proprio di sì. Il bastardo.
That's it. Thorpe is the man behind the whole drug operation. Of course, it wasn't Mitchell or Gill. It was Thorpe who shot Randall at the hospital. Everything adds up now. And yet I can already hear Smirnov telling me I have no conclusive evidence. What if I set a trap for Thorpe? But how?
Con l'interfono?
Ha! What if I place Thorpe's gun up there and corner him so that he has to stand up to get it?
Mica scemo lo SWAT.
The show was about to begin. All I needed was an audience and some patience.
Stop it!
Arr! Don't you know who you're dealing with, matey?
What a silly man.
Mutiny! You wants to be shark bait, do ya? Oh, Blacksad. I feel terrible for keeping you waiting.
John.
But you see, there was mutiny on board, so...
Stop!
You see what I have to put up with. All right, helmswoman, to the cabin with you! Onward!
Aye, aye, Captain.
Come along, Blacksad. Julie, don't let anyone bother us.
Mi dispiace un po', Sonia.
Honey, will you wait in the boardroom for me, please?
But...
I'll just be a minute, then. I think you've already suffered enough.
Ok.
Mi posso dire no, rimani qui. Vabbè, niente.
And think about where you'd like to have
Ah,
dinner
ho capito, ho chiamato Weekly. Vuoi vedere che ho chiamato Weekly per fare la foto?
You see, I'm not
No,
going to pay
quello
you
è
for
Jake.
solving the case.
Non lo so.
Fair enough. The truth is, I didn't solve it.
No, it's not that. You'll get every penny we agreed on, and more. But not because you solved the case, but for her. 2 days ago, she wanted to end it all. Drop out of college, sell the gym. Too many
Io ho
wounds
fatto
to
cambiare
heal.
idea.
But through your incredible work, you managed to heal them. Well, perhaps not completely. It takes time to get over something like this. But at least, thanks to you, Sonia wants to be happy. She has hope. I'm going to help her make Dunn's Gym the best in the city. Who would have ever guessed it, huh?
In the end, it seems like Dunn's death was the best thing that could have happened to the gym, huh?
Don't be so cynical. By God, can't you stop playing the hard-boiled detective for 1 second? Anyway, back to the case. All those people you confronted. Gill, the German doctor, even Mitchell. Huh. I would have never suspected him. Did they say anything? Why did they do it? Did they mention any accomplices?
They did mention a certain surgeon.
Surgeon? You have any idea who that could be?
A journalist told me. Ring a bell?
I'm sure you've got good intentions, but you're wrong. What makes you think that? I'm sure there's an explanation.
I know that you were a highly skilled sniper, and I think it was you who shot Randall Lee at the hospital.
Have you seen me, Blacksad? How could I possibly do that?
Don't deny it. I know Mitchell gave them to you.
People see a wheelchair and think, poor guy, he can't walk. But there's so much more to it than that. Some nights I can't even sleep from the pain.
That doesn't explain why you didn't tell me you knew about those drugs.
I hired you to solve this damn case. You think that's what a murderer would do?
Only because you thought I'd blame Bobby Yale and drop the case. But as soon as I realized something wasn't right, you sent Randall Lee and Gill to give me a scare. And when all that failed, you ordered Lee to kill me.
You're the type that won't open his jaws once he's got his prey, aren't you?
You're right. I never let go of my prey.
so che prendeva la pistola. Che poi cercava la pistola. Secondo me cercava la pistola.
Put yourself in my place for a minute. You're a promising football player who just got back from the war, but you're still a nobody. The man you saved kindly opens his house to you, and that man is still undone by his wife's passing. He works all day at his gym, and he drinks himself to sleep at night. So you practically end up raising his daughter. You give her her very first abacus. You encourage her to further her education. You comfort her when she misses her mother and her father. Meanwhile, your sporting career takes off. Life is good. Until one day, out of the blue, an accident cripples you. An old friend, Mitchell, tells you he knows someone.
Mia madre è un po' strana, però ok.
One who can help you. A German doctor. His drugs take some time to work, but they do wonders. You manage to walk for short bursts at a time, little by little. And those bursts keep getting longer. But the drugs aren't cheap at all. So you have to find a way to pay for them, don't you see?
So you started by selling drugs to athletes. Then you decided to start an advertising agency to hire those same athletes. Drugs would help them excel, and you'd get better ad deals. The perfect business model. Your first client? Craig Spano. His career had hit a rough patch, so you decided to help him, to reboot his career. And yet, when the drugs started having serious side effects, you got rid of him. Afraid he would talk, you tried to kill him. That's why he hid. From then on, your business was smooth sailing. You even began to think you were above the law. You thought that you were untouchable. Until Joe Dunn found out, and then, 2 days before his unfortunate death, he came to see you.
That's enough now. You stop it. Now, I don't know if I'm above the law, but I am sure as hell not beneath it. Do you know how much power I have? The kind of people I eat with every day.
Con che tipo di persone pranzo.
I could shoot you right now, and nothing would happen to me.
With that gun you keep in your drawer? I'm afraid not. I placed your pistol out of reach, just in case you happen to confirm my suspicions, Iron Arm. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have an appointment with the police.
I won't let anyone wreck my life again. Sonia and I, we deserve a future.
You can come in now, Smirnoff.
Timothy Wilson Thorpe, drop your weapon. You're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the state will provide one for you. Mr. Thorpe.
sempre avuta lei.
Sonia Dunn, you are under arrest for the death of Timothy Wilson Thorpe. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Just shut up. Sonia should never set foot in jail.
Blacksad, don't.
You know damn well that Thorpe never would have gone to jail. He would have pulled his strings and the case would have been dismissed for lack of evidence. Or worse, they would have blamed someone else.
No, there's no way this could work. How do we hide this? John?
I'll put the bullets back in the gun. Thorpe had me at gunpoint, but Sonia was faster. We're doing the right thing, Chief.
John, why do I end up getting my hands dirty every time I'm close to you?
Quindi posso scegliere. Quanti finali ci sono? Vedere che posso finire in prigione io in un finale. Da quando abbiamo lavorato a sto caso il cimitero si è riempito in maniera devastante. Mi dispiace.
After everything that had happened, the last thing I was interested in was the fight. Did Yale take drugs before the fight? Did Stone let him win? I had done everything in my power for things to go the way my moral compass dictated. Whether anyone would listen to me, that was another story. Because no matter what they tell us, our actions don't always determine our future.
Questo è vero.
My moral compass. As if I even knew what that means. I didn't even know what to think of my performance throughout the case. Did I have a clear conscience? Would I have made the same decisions, given the chance?
Fine. Bello, veramente bello, sapete? Molto figo, molto figo, molto figo. Io penso che mi vedete giocarlo ancora nei prossimi giorni perché assolutamente voglio vedere gli altri finali, voglio platinarlo, voglio vedere le varie scelte che possiamo fare, molto bello, è una storia molto figa. Veramente figa. Non possiamo saltare? Non possiamo saltare. Che palle, ogni volta così. Non si possono skippare. Vai un po' a chiacchiare. Allora forse oggi mi dedico ai collezionabili. Magari domani ci dedichiamo alla run. Non so quale run, penso. Adesso guardo la guida dei trofei, l'avevo già aperta ieri, non ho detto quasi niente. Dovrebbe esserci il trofeo di non morire mai. Però c'è anche il trofeo di far morire tutti i personaggi che possono morire. Che bella musica, oh. Mi devo far vedere il doppiaggio russo, il doppiaggio in tutti. Io sicuramente mi leggerò i fumetti di Blacksad, perché sono veramente belli. Cioè, la storia, il mondo e tutto è bello, bella atmosfera, belle cose. Quindi sono abbastanza sicuro. Lui mi piace, anche se vabbè qui lui è in base a come decidiamo noi. Bello, bello. Fatemi vedere un po' i trofei che abbiamo fatto, cioè che trofei mi mancano a me. E poi vi saluto qui. Durata poco, però vabbè. Ok. Sì, non mancano troppi trofei in realtà, eh. Pochi ne mancano. Ragazzi, ci becchiamo domani, probabilmente con un'altra run. E poi si vedrà cosa da farsi. Alla prossima.